And turning to a serious issue here, police are saying that they are watching for an expected jump in human trafficking during the time surrounding the Super Bowl. One nonprofit is partnering with Las Vegas police. Kim Small is the CEO of Signs of Hope, and she joins us now live from Las Vegas. Kim, thanks for making the time tonight.
Thank you, Natasha, for having me.
Kim, when it comes to police expecting this surge in human trafficking, is there something about the big game in particular, or is it more of a function of a lot of people in one place at one time?
It is a function of a lot of people in one place at one time, and we see this on a consistent basis when there are large conferences, concerts, sporting events that come to the Las Vegas area. We do see an uptick in the numbers just because of the large amount of people convening in our area.
Help put this into perspective for us. How large of a problem is this? And what would you say to people who say this is something that happens to other people?
So this problem it's a daily thing for us here. It's something that we see on a daily basis. What we've been afforded with the Super Bowl coming to Las Vegas is the additional resources to go out on a daily basis and provide resources to victims of human trafficking. If we were provided these resources on a daily basis, we would see just about the same numbers, but of course, with larger events coming, we'd see more. But we would be able to work diligently to fight this horrific crime. This is something that happens to anybody. It is something that is not just exclusive to happening on the Strip. It can happen in your neighborhoods. We are seeing that the age of trafficked victims are dropping down to middle school, and social media does play a part in that.
Help us understand this. How does a middle school girl in the United States end up being trafficked, and how does social media play a part in that?
Traffickers are very smart. They know how to reach out to young individuals on social media platforms and how to groom them. They understand who to spot and who they are vulnerable to their prey. And they truly prey upon their weakness and their vulnerability. And they really utilize the social media platforms to engage more individuals into trafficking.
What would incite a young child to enter into this? What are they promised? Because obviously the trafficker is not saying come and be trafficked. No one would assent to that. What are they being told that would actually lure them or bring them into this world?
They're really feeding into the young victim's self-esteem. They're giving them that sense of belonging. They're providing that sense of love, and they really make them feel valued and confident, and they understand how to use their vulnerability, whether it be money, whether it be promising them things that they can't deliver on or they won't deliver on, travel, jobs, what have you. They really know how to study an individual and to provide them the necessary, grooming tactics.
There is a massive security effort being run, and we know at the local, the state, the federal level. Also, Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas talked about human trafficking concerns as well, and a program to train rideshare drivers specifically to be aware of this. This is what he had to say.
This outreach will ultimately help teach 1 million Lyft drivers key indicators that a rider may be a victim of human trafficking and provide resources to help, including guidance on how to contact the right authorities.
So, Kim, what should rideshare drivers be looking out for?
They should be looking out for if a young individual gets into their vehicle with another individual that is doing all of the talking, has this control over them, the young, no eye contact by the trafficked victim, maybe not speaking. sometimes scantily clad, especially it's cold here in Las Vegas right now. If an individual gets in with little to no clothing, then that's a clear sign. But making sure that they are providing the necessary resources, such as the number that they can call to get the help.
All right, Kim Small, appreciate the work that you do. Appreciate your time tonight. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.